Okay, we got to make a video for these people. So I was thinking it should be something like some clever blogging hacks, just a bunch of cool little, real tactical things that people can implement on their site.
I like that. I really like that.
So let me give you an idea. So when you're putting images into a blog post, you look on the stock photo and mostly you're just deciding which is the prettiest stock photo to include in your blog post, right? But there's something really tactical you can do to make your page load way faster. So in general, when a visitor comes to a page, the images are by far the biggest file size thing that they're going to download. I mean, that may take up 60% or more of the total time it takes for the content to appear could just be loading the images. The text is going to be fast, right? And so if you pick an image that's a lot smaller in file size, then it's going to make your page load a lot faster. So here's how you do it. But you want the images to appear big. But what you may not have known before is this cool hack. When you're looking through the images, if you pick an image that has a blurry background, has that bokeh in there, that image will be less than half the size of an image really about the same topic, but that has a real textury kind of background or that has full depth of field. So if you just change which type of photo you download to include in your blog post, even if it's big, your page is going to load like at twice the speed.
That is brilliant, Jim. Like, I don't know why we haven't shared that before.
I mean, yeah, it's a good tip. I do have more.
Yeah, okay, well, I want to hear them.
Okay, all right. Another tip, if you go into Google Analytics, it's really easy to do your search analysis outside of the site, but it can be hard to know once people come to your site what you're missing that they're looking for. And so here's what I want you to do. So if you go into your Google Analytics, you can just go to Behavior Overview. This is on the old Analytics. On the new one, it'll be a little bit different, but I think more people are still using the older preview. So we're just going to Behavior Overview so you can see a full report of the pages that are getting the most. By the way, no internet marketing guru shows what their top keywords are because they're afraid people will steal it. We share everything. We want you to see what works so that you can take that information and become a better blogger with it. See the type of stuff that works. But watch this. I'm going to go in the search box and I'm going to type $S equals. Now, where do we get $S equals? Well, this is a normal WordPress function that when you click on your website, you know, the little search button on the side when a user's on your site and they do a site on your search, an internal search, it's going to put that parameter in the URL, $S equals. And so if we do a search now for everything on the website, $S equals, I can see what people typed on that internal search. And so somebody typed, why are patents important? 6 people have typed in that. Can you patent clothing? And so this does a few things. Yes, it's definitely going to tell you which articles you may want to add that people are looking for, but way more powerful than that is saying these are people who were on a different article and then they wondered that. What does that probably tell you? It's stuff that you're not covering in your articles, which can improve your SEO if you're covering the answer more completely, or it can be an opportunity if people are doing internal searches that maybe it's too hard to discover, or you need to make internal links to in a blog post link to the other because they're wondering this after reading other content.
You're like blowing my mind with these tips, Jim. This is like some of the best stuff I've heard on the whole internet about search. Yeah, you got to give me more.
Okay, you're pretty excited about this.
Yeah, I'm like hyped up. Let's do this.
Okay, one more. So this is a really cool tip. If you're creating content and you want to know after it's been out there for a while, which of your posts didn't work and which ones you want to redo, you're doing that battleship method, well, here's how you can really level it up. So what we usually look at is just page views. You know, this article got more page views than that one. That article must be worse than this one. Write more of this, write less of this. But there's actually a much smarter way to do this, and that's by actually figuring out the RPM or the EPMP of every specific page on your site. And this hasn't been possible until about a year ago when several of the ad networks started offering this. Ezoic does this on their big data analytics. AdThrive does it as well. I don't know if Mediavine does offhand. But what we do is we'll go in here to content landing pages, and then look at this, look at this, look at this. These are our pages, and I can see what is the RPM on each specific page. So yeah, maybe one page got a lot more traffic, but if the EPMV is way lower, you may have made less money overall. Or there may be one with lower traffic but a really high RPM, and so you don't want to get rid of that one. You got to be careful. So it's really got us thinking differently about how we might do this. For example, look on these. You see this page, Moen versus InSinkErator, buyer intent, right? That one is $29 as the EPMV. That's how much money you're getting on average per page view. But then you see some of the others that were way lower. I just saw a second ago our homepage was only like $6 EPMV. And I say, oh, maybe I need more ads there. Or maybe it's just not the right topic you wanna write about. So that's really got me thinking differently about what content we're gonna write.
This is mind-blowing. I mean, imagine if you could do the same thing with your affiliates and figure out the total EPMP of each page. That's going to revolutionize battle shipping.
Yeah, it's a good tip.
Yeah,
it's good.
Oh man, this is going to be awesome.
It's good.
Yeah.
This next tip can lead to way more traffic from Google. If you've been on Google Search Console and you're seeing really high impressions without many clicks, even though you're ranking really high, here's how you fix it. So if we're talking about a list post, what we do is we want to create answer targets, right? Answer targets are huge. I have no idea why other SEOs aren't teaching this. It's something that we came up with, this technique, and it is really leading to huge results for us in SEO is answer targeting. So let me give you an example. I'm moving to St. George, Utah, and so moving is really annoying. And so I might be looking for ideas for moving. So look at this. This is somebody who did it right. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 items, right? Where did these ideas come from? Well, in their blog post, if we go into the blog post, they're taking it from here. These subheadings are what Google has grabbed to be the answer, the featured snippet, right? And so how many do you want to have? 9. You want to have 9 items always in any post where you think the subheadings are going to be grabbed as a featured snippet, like a list type post or a how-to with many steps. And so if you have 8, they can display all the content here without this more items here that's really drawing you in to go to the post. So don't do 8 or fewer, do 9 or more, because then you get this more items and you'll get a much better click-through rate on there. You'll just get a lot more traffic.
That's like the best tip I've heard yet in all of SEO.
You know what? I think Andrea said she actually needed some help. Maybe it'd give you just a chance to kind of calm down, and I could finish the rest of this video.
The really tips are so good. I'm just...
I know, buddy.
Okay.
I know, buddy.
I'll be back in a little bit, okay?
So I'm not sure what Ricky's deal is here. He was a little over-enthusiastic about some of these tips. But we did get some cool tips from the community. We asked for some awesome ninja, non-obvious tips from you guys and got some cool submissions. We couldn't use all of them that didn't quite fit in, but here is a great one on how to reduce the number of errors in your post.
When I've written all my posts, I've used Grammarly for writing all these as well and checking the punctuation. One thing I like to do is use a Google extension called Read Aloud, and this actually reads the post back to you, and you'll be amazed how many mistakes you've made. So you go to the beginning of the article, hit your cursor at the top, go up to the extension here, Read Aloud, and click this button.
When recording, the common aim is to capture vocals with as much clarity and isolation as possible.
I do this with every single article. It's amazing what you can find that you've actually missed.
So that's a cool tip. If you're prone to proofreading and missing over a lot of things, if you can hear the computer reading it back to you, you may be able to catch a lot of them. This is big for SEO right now. Just having content that is grammatically correct, doesn't have a lot of misspellings, it's not error prone. It just tells Google that this is from somebody who's given care into the content that they've created. It's just more likely to be reliable information. Now, if you're in a YMYL industry, you're writing about your money, your life, real critical kind of topics, it's also just terrible for the user experience when they're going through and they're just like, boy, can I even trust this? It just doesn't look like it's professionally written. I wouldn't fuss over super technical grammatical things. I would fuss over things that hurt the user experience and make them question who's writing the content. Let's go to the next tip.
Okay, so let's imagine you were creating a niche site about pontoon boats. So what you want to do is look for forums within your niche. So just type in pontoon boat plus forum. As you can see right here, we have a forum, and type site, and paste the domain name. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna display the top results for this forum.
This is a great tip. It's one that I've used a lot of times myself in search analysis. I will give one caution though with going with this approach. This is gonna help us have ideas of topics that you can write about. The danger here though is when I've done this in a practical sense, very often these forum topics are on too small, too niche of a topic, and there may not be search volume. So use this for idea generation. Don't use this for just grabbing every single thing and writing a blog post about every single topic.
In order to get viewers from your channel and readers of your website content to go to the other page, we recommend holding awards. And we as a tea channel and book channel hold the Teacup Awards. The Teacup Awards is where we take 2 to 3 teas and compare them straight on, sometimes even blindfolded. The result is a mostly unbiased opinion where we can have the teas that won on our website. And by doing this, we can let our viewers decide which one they thought won and see whether they'd like to buy one of the teas.
I love this tip. This really will help to take people from one platform and push them to another. Blog to YouTube, YouTube to blog, whatever your platforms are. And so me and Nathan actually did this real recently in a backfire video where we were doing the best trail cameras and we thought, dang, if we just say Stealth Cam DS4K, they're just going to go type that in Amazon, but they may not take the work to go down in the description and click our affiliate link. And so we just said, you know, the best trail cam was made by Stealth Cam. To see the specific model that we liked best, click the link in the description. Then you had to click the link in the description to see what the winner of the roundup was. So by removing part of the information from that post or video, it kind of forces them to go elsewhere and then...
Sorry, I didn't realize you were still recording. I
Oh,
just need something from my desk.
It's okay.
I hope you don't mind. Just feeling a little
Ricky,
bit low
how
there.
much have you had of those? That's like 450 hours of energy.
But that's like 3 days worth.
Oh, that explains so much.
That's like the best tip I've heard yet in all of SEO.
Dude, if you don't, maybe I'll just, you know, I could probably handle the rest of this if you just, I think Andrea needed some help. Anyway. Sorry, I didn't play that off well.